What's up? I'm back on video. So I sent out a newsletter yesterday that broke down a client case study. I built her an educational email course and it brought her $14,000 revenue and 4 new high ticket clients. And I got a lot of you up in my DMs and they're like, what's next? Because a lot of you are smart. You realize you don't just build one asset and then that's it, right? You don't just go to the gym once and then you have a six-pack abs. Yeah, this will keep selling for her forever, but if she wants to squeeze the most absolute juice out of this, there's going to be more parts to it. So I was actually going to host a webinar tomorrow, so Thursday, but because that requires me to be constricted to a time, I decided against that because I'm trying to spend some time with my family while I'm here, and I need to be a little bit flexible, and that would require me being not flexible. Okay, so today I'm going to give you a quick rundown, just some background if you missed the newsletter, explaining to you the results and whatever, blah 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 blah, and then most importantly, what we're gonna go for after, right? I have a dream of taking this to $1 million for my client, and I'm gonna show you exactly how $1 million a year for my client, and I'm gonna show you exactly how we're gonna do that, and my thought process, everything like that, and so you can implement into your business. Yeah, so let's get into it. So just to quickly go through the email, if you didn't get it, because for some reason you're not on my email list. That's kind of rude. Just kidding. Okay, so basically, I'll give you the background story first. Okay, so I was referred to this client. Super grateful for her. Love her mission. Love what she's doing. But her Achilles heel right now is that she has a high ticket course. She has an Instagram following of about 57,000. When we started working together, it was about 40,000 3 months ago. And the way she funnels people into her high ticket coaching program or high ticket course is through bi-weekly masterclasses. The downside is it was super draining of her energy. She wanted more flexibility, she wanted more time, and she only really wanted to rely on these maybe once a month if she had to. So she wanted a solution that would basically take that away from her and give her that flexibility to do things she actually wants to do, which is serve her paying clients, right? So what I did is when we were chit-chatting and figuring things out, I kind of unpacked things and figured out where she was at. So that was her number one problem. That is the problem she wanted solving. And also after unpacking things a little bit more with her, she already had an email list of, oh, my computer's gonna be so slow. Oh, it's actually not bad. 12,000 people that she's accumulated over the past year and a half. And she's done that through obviously getting people on her masterclass, and then they subscribe to her email list at the same time. Don't need to explain that to you, okay? And I was like, hey, what are you doing with this list right now? Maybe subscribers, maybe she sends out a weekly newsletter, right? Okay, and I was like, girl, you're sitting on a gold mine. What are you doing? Weekly newsletter. So she's sitting on a gold mine right here, not giving her list what she needs to convert those people into high paying clients. Because basically what she did is she took people from Instagram and they moved to her middle of funnel, which is email. So these are people who are actively choosing to move along her ecosystem, and they are showing a higher buying intent. So these people are really important, and we got to nurture them, give them love, give them what they need so that they will buy from us. Okay? So at this point in the conversation, I'm like, okay, well, we got two really big problems here. I'm thinking about what's coming out of her mouth and what she wants. She wants a freaking break from these master classes, and she wants to not have to do that, not have to be so reliant on them to close high ticket clients. As I'm sure if you're a coach and consultant, being really dependent on these types of things is really energetically draining, and it's also very stressful on you because you're scared to take your foot off the gas because it's your income, it's your revenue, right? Okay. So we had two options here: sort out that problem for her or fix this problem here. She has 12,000 subscribers that she's sitting on doing nothing with. The reason I chose to build the educational email course is because I was listening to what my client was saying. We can come back and fix this problem later. And also it does make a little bit more sense, and I'll get into it in a second here, as to why we built the educational email course first. And then we dealt with the 12,000 subscribers after, right? Okay. So we built an educational email course. After that educational email course, yeah, okay, that's the problem, blah, 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 blah. After the educational email course, where most people stop is they think that they can just give away education for free and it's going to sell to a certain degree, but people are doofuses and you need to tell them what to do. You need to relate to them. You need to relate to the right side of their emotional brain and push them along the buying funnel. Okay, sometimes I use very animated language, and it's just because I think it's fun. I like to have a lot of fun. I don't actually think people are doofuses, but I like the word doofus. Okay, so do with that what you will. Okay, so after the educational email course, they got 7 emails that were strategically placed to speak to need, want, desire of their target audience and push them to the next stage in the funnel, which is to buy their course. Okay, cool. So we tracked numbers. This is numbers, I don't want to say 2 weeks after, I want to say about 10 days after. And these are some really good stats, you know? I'm not even going to lie to you. These are freaking hot stats. Average open rate is above, I don't know what the average is, but it's high. Okay, I can't do this math out of my head. But it's high. Click-through rate is high. These are really good stats. And I was like, damn, this is great. Okay, so this is basically where we're at. She's closed $14,000 of new high-ticket coaching clients, and now we're kind of at the point where we're about to get on a call, and we're about to go through the results and then what we need to do to make her more money, right? And so I'm actually just going to do this with you here on the call so you can see my thought process, okay? So she has the educational email course. She has the bridge from her top of funnel to middle of funnel, but now we want more people at bottom of funnel. So now we need to know what to do. Okay? One of the reasons why I love email marketing so much, like I have a weird fetish for it, I have for about four or 5 years now, is because a lot of the times I can just turn my brain off. I can turn my brain off. I don't need to think about what I'm doing. And the reason being is because your data tells you everything. It tells you everything, okay? I'm a very data-driven marketer, and for multiple reasons. If you've ever watched SpongeBob and you know like the magic conch shell, it's the magic data shell in email marketing. I'm holding it right here, and all you have to do is whisper and say, magic email marketing data, what do I need to do next? And it's gonna show you. And then you need to use a little bit of your brain power to like know what to do after. But your data will show you, your customers will tell you what they want, and it's super straightforward. I'm going to walk you through it right here, live, whatever. I mean, this isn't live, but you get it. Okay, so now we're here. So we have so I told you why I chose the educational email course rather than feeding these 12,000 subscribers new material. Step number 2, I guess, okay, so I'll tell you why I built the educational email course the way I did first. It solved one problem for one person, the rule of one, right? So it took the subscriber from where they were now and gave them a solution to a problem that they had, so that by the time they got to the end of it, they're like, damn, this free stuff is so good. What's the paid stuff for? What's the paid stuff going to be like? And that's the gist of like how I build an educational email course. Not going to go into that today in detail. Can another time if you want. Just drop some kind of funny emoji below. I'll know what you're referencing. Okay? And then the FOMO sequence. So that's important. All right? So now we're here. Right? Now we have all this data, so what's next? Okay, so number 1, I'll have to explain how a few things are set up. So number 1, you'll notice these click-through rates are ridiculously high. So number 1 thing I noticed is really high click-through rates. High click-through rates. And the reason that we have these high click-through rates is because I have a little automation, this little thingamajigger set up so that when people get to the end of one of the educational emails in the EEC, the call to action is, and you know I'd never keep you waiting. If you like to click ahead and go to the next day and get the next lesson, you can now. That's why the click-through rate is so high. But you want to know what it shows us when people are clicking ahead. It shows they're really engaged, they really want a solution for this problem, and they're eating up what we're giving to them. So the high click-through rate for the skip ahead, it shows a high buying intent. And what the data shows us and what the data is telling us and how we solve this problem, how we capitalize on it better, is with direct offers to these people. So the way I have the automation set up is when they go through and they click ahead, what it does in the what it does in the background is it click scores them or link scores them, lead scores them, whatever verbiage you want to use, that's what it does. So what we can do, because these people are showing high buying intent, we have an option now saying, hey, a subscriber who has a score over 2 move them to a different that doesn't matter. Move them to a different automation, and it's going to send them two direct offers to join the masterclass, right? You can change that to click score of 3. So they've clicked ahead 3 times. They're really excited. We want to send these people this offer because we can solve this problem even more for them. Okay? So I don't really have a name for this. I'm just going to say the direct offer. That doesn't even say direct. So we can send them the direct offer, which is 2 direct offers, 1 sent right away, 1 sent a few hours later. And that is going to increase revenue for, let's call her Shirley. I don't know if we did that already. Number 2, we are seeing a high click-through rate. I've gone through the each click-through rates. I'm not going to show you that, but just a high level. Click-through rate is high, but conversions can be better. Why do I think conversions can be better? Because they can always be better. Okay? High click-through rate. So we have people, and we have a high click-through rate, but we still have people who are clicking the link to the sales page, and not buying. So what is that? What does that mean? People are interested, but for some reason and for some way, shape, or form, they're not buying. That could be because they're pulled in a million different directions when they're doing things and they just forgot what they're doing. But you want to know why the actual reason is because they have objections bubbling right below the subconscious of their mind, and for some reason it's preventing them from buying, okay? So how do we solve this? With an abandoned cart sequence, okay? And basically the way this works is someone clicks the sales page link and they don't check out and they don't buy. They get added to the abandoned cart tag, and it puts them through a sequence. Typically it's 5 emails. That's the high level of it, okay? It's also, you can also do the same with abandoned. I do more like abandoned calls for my target audience, but like for this purpose it would be abandoned cart because they're abandoned the cart. Okay, anyways, number 3, we have 12,000 subscribers, remember? That have not gone through the EEC. That's not right. So what do we do to fix this one? Oh, that's not how you spell anything properly. We put them through the EEC. It's not that deep. Like it's not that hard of an answer. You know, we just want these people to go through the EEC. So what we're gonna do, 3 email sequence to warm these people up. I was gonna swear and I didn't. And put them through the EEC. Because, let's just do some quick math. I'm going to pull up my phone because I don't know how to do math. 12,000 subscribers that have not gone through the EEC. Let's just say we're going to go put them through the EEC right now. We're going to warm them up with 3 emails, and then we're just going to send them on through. And the reason we can do that is because they've already opted in to be on their list, so it's just like sending other emails anyways. But the reason we want to warm them up is just because some of these subscribers probably haven't gotten emails for a long time, or they've gotten like 1 email here and there, just like very inconsistently. So we want to basically tell Google that, hey, like we're not spam or anything like that. And that's how you do it, warming them up little batches at a time. So 12,000 subscribers. My conversion rate right now with the subscribers going through the EEC is higher than 1%. However, to be conservative, that would be 120 new high ticket coaching clients. And that is, on the low end, a large yearly salary, okay, that we can make in less than 10 days, right? So that is important. Remember that small salary, okay? Small salary. Large salary. Did I say large or small? I meant large. Large salary. Doesn't matter. It's just a salary, okay? It's a big number. If you hit this number in a month, you doing some really cool things, okay? Number 4, if you remember back up here, she has 12,000 subscribers plus the ones, I think like 215 now. The numbers I showed you is like 144. She has like 2 something now. 215 people that aren't getting anything consistently. So how do we solve that? Hello? With a weekly email strategy, okay? I'm gonna burst your freaking bubble right now. If you want conversion rates and you want to convert people from your email list, you gotta send more emails. Just send more emails. I've learned this. I fought this tooth and nail with my old boss. When I first started out copywriting, this is where I fell in love with email marketing, and he challenged me so hard on this, okay? Because we would email our list every single day, and I would write them. And we'd email our list every single day, sometimes more than one time a day, okay? Just gonna take a dramatic effect. And I was like, dude, I feel like this is way too much. And he's like, why do you think that? And I'm like, well, I don't know. Maybe I read it somewhere a few years ago. Now subconsciously, I think it's too much. And he's like, let me ask you this. Do you believe in what we're selling? And I said, yeah, that's why I'm here. I love what we're doing. And he said, well, I hate to burst your bubble then, because we're not keeping anyone on this list and they can unsubscribe whenever they want. But the people who will work with us and the people who need to hear what we have to say, they need to hear it. So these emails need to go out. We're not keeping anyone here. And like, these people aren't going to buy from us anyway, so they can get the F out, you know? There's the door. See you later. And I was like, damn, it's so right. So circle back, weekly email strategy. Weekly email strategy, which I'm not going to go into detail on these. I can do another training on these. I love talking about this shit. But basically, it would be a mix of 3 different kinds of emails. So you have value, which is like your newsletter, you know, value emails, educational emails. You can have a soft sell at the end. I sell in all my emails, okay? For my clients, I sell in all of them, even if it's a soft sell. People are like, well, do you sell in every email? And I say yes! Because we don't run a charity, okay? And if you don't want to be here, you can leave. Value. So that's that. Indirect and direct. Very straightforward. Indirect is a mix of value and direct. So you can think about it as like a case study or a story, which is a little bit of a harder sell. And then direct is literally a short email with your offer, pushing on a pain point, like, and giving them a solution. It's just a direct sell to your offer, okay? It's very straightforward. We would do a mix of these, and let's say we would send 3 emails a week. They would be a blend of this. Now, don't make this mistake. You're not going to do 1, 1, and 1, right? Okay? Think about this. Just think. This is where we have to think in email marketing, and you're like, damn, it's kind of hard, but we can do it. The value emails, you're going to send mostly these guys. Probably. It's probably going to be about 60%. Indirect is probably going to be about 30%, and direct is probably only going to be about 10%. Because the thing is if you're just smashing your list with direct offers all the time, not actually giving them any value, you're a spam jackass and you're not doing a good job, okay? You still have to think about how to serve your prospects the best. How to serve, you're serving people here, right? It's not about you, it's about them, okay? So 60, 30, 10, hopefully that adds to 100, I don't know. Okay, anyways. So now to circle back, we got these 4 problems, right? We have these 4 problems that we need to solve for, and this is how we're going to solve it. Looking at this, what is the number one thing we should do first, right? So we have the data. The data tell us everything, but we had to use our brains a little bit. Now we're using our brains more. And when I always make these decisions for my clients and to try and figure out what we're doing next, I'm like, what is the fastest way to make them the most money? Okay? Because, hello, that's what I would want. What's going to move the needle the furthest? And it's this one. And the least amount of time, right? 12,000 people have not gone through the EEC. So this is what we're working on next. It's 3 emails, start pushing them through the EEC. We're going to rake in high 5 figures, maybe 6 figures off of this. I'm very confident in that, okay? That's what we're going to do first. Now, looking at this, we have 1, 2, and 4. This might be a trick question, okay? What are we going to tackle next? Pause for dramatic effect. I chose this one. Why? Because we already have, now we're going to have like 12,250 people active in their email list getting shit. We're training them. They're like, hey, you're going to hear from us all the time. It is easier to keep your car running if you keep gas if you keep gas in it, than to constantly run out, have to get picked up by a tow truck and start all over again. Don't know if that's a good analogy, but hopefully you get it. So if we were to, because also one thing you have to do, right? I could do this all at one time. I could do everything right now. But I know my client's budget doesn't allow for that, and I don't drop my pants on my prices because I know the value I bring to the table. So I prioritize what's going to move the needle the most for her first, and that would be number 3 and 4, right? We just spent all this time sending them great educational material, sending them FOMO sequences, moving these other people through. So what's going to move the needle the most for her is to continue to feed the pipeline with emails, right? So we would come up with this strategy, right? And then somewhere along the lines here, I would choose this one first, because that's super easy. It's 2 emails. I could have it done in 3 days. You know, it's just the automation that's going to make me want to pull my hair out. And then the abandoned call sequence, because that's 5 emails. It's a little bit more intricate. We got to go deeper on needs, wants, and desires, because your abandoned call sequence needs to handle objections, right? So I'd want to do a little bit of research for that first. So I'd go 3, 4, 1, 2. Yeah. So hopefully that makes sense. Anyways, this is a little bit of a longer video today. I really enjoyed it. I like making these videos. Maybe I'll do a webinar or something soon. If you have any questions, my DMs are always open. If you have any concerns, my DMs are also always open. I love a challenge. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments below. If there's anything you want to learn about, tell me, because I love teaching. Don't tell Stephanie that I just said that, because then she's going to make me do a group coaching of some kind. But yeah, we'll talk to you guys soon. I hope you found this valuable. See ya.